Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about how to fight the Battle of Poitiers with your miniatures. We'll talk about armies, deployment, the terrain, and then I'm going to show you what happened when I fought my battle. The English army deployed dismounted in 3 battles under the Black Prince, the Earl of Salisbury and the Earl of Warwick. Earl of Warwick commanded the English left flank, the famous flank that we don't know, faked a retreat, or actually the Black Prince was retreating, we never know. So Warwick, with the support of John de Vere, 7th Earl of Oxford, commanded the English left flank. In the centre we had the Black Prince, with some famous captains, to name a few: James Audley, John Chandos, Reginald Cobham. Capital de Buch was in the back with the mounted reserve, and the Earl of Salisbury commanded the right with the support of Maurice de Berkeley, 4th Baron of Berkeley, and Robert Ufford, 1st Earl of Ufford. Each battle may have consisted of a central body of dismounted men-at-arms flanked by archers. An alternative view, which I personally prefer, is that most of the archers were deployed on the flanks of the army. The French army deployed with an advanced guard of mounted knights, possibly supported by crossbowmen and other foot, followed by 3 battles commanded by Normandy, Orleans, and the King. So we have Clermont in the advanced guard, supported by Walter VI of Count of Brienne, Auderham, the 1st Division commanded by the Dauphin and Peter I, Duke of Bourbon. Duke of Orleans commanded the 2nd Division that never fought and retreated from the battlefield, and King John II commanded the last and largest division. Each infantry battle would probably consisted of a mixture of troops with different levels of equipment, ranging from the fully armored knights to lightly armored spearmen, with the best equipped troops forming the front ranks. Note that the dismounted men-at-arms had left the horses in their camps, so remounting was not an option. The front of the English army was covered by a hedge, which had 2 gaps in it where roads ran through it. This hedge was an obstacle to the French cavalry, but does not seem to have hindered the following waves of foot. There was a marsh, boggy ground in front of the English left flank. There was slightly higher ground on the English right flank, possibly reinforced by barricades or a wagon laager made from baggage wagons. The ground slopes down towards the marshy area and river. The French did not attempt to outflank the English right flank on the hill, so probably the slope or the improvised defences should be graded as difficult terrain, in sufficient way to discourage a massed flank attack. There were woods to the English rear and the river to its left. If the river is not included, it may be necessary for Warwick to start the battle off the table and march on as the first French attack is underway. There is an upward slope towards the Anglo-Gascon position, which is shallower to the nearer to the river one gets. It will also appear that the initial French position were on the other side of a hill, because the appearance of King John's division came as a surprise and shock to the Anglo-Gascons. So let's see what happened in my battle. I deployed historically, and the division of the Dauphin started moving towards the English, and the impetuous French knights from both flanks charged against the English longbowmen. The Dauphin's men continue marching and focusing in the 2 gaps of the hedge. Clermont managed to charge, break the hedge, and enter the English lines. It was a quite successful charge and confront the longbowmen on the hill. The fighting went on. The English managed to hold with great captains, as I said, so although it took some time, the French were pushed back, disordered. The English managed to hold this first wave of attack. They were doing a good job, actually. They were rolling well and managed to push the English back and enter the hedge area, where they created big problems to the English. The flanks of the English, both flanks of the English were compromised, as you can see. One from the defenseman here, as you can see in the top of the picture, and the other one down where Clermont mounted charge managed to break through. The remaining men of the Dauphin, after being pushed back, they reordered themselves and attacked against the hedge, but the flanks of the English were under big problem. Now, in the gap that the mounted created, a unit of men-at-arms managed to take advantage and enter the hedge area. As you can see now, the flanks are still compromised. The men-at-arms managed to take advantage of the mounted charge. After the units of Dauphin broke, then the English longbowmen charged the remaining division of the Dauphin in the flanks and basically broke two of them, and thus creating many problems to the defense, who were pushed back also and had to take many morale tests. Orleans left the battle, so the king decided to attack, support his son. Now, the decision he made was to divide his units and take advantage of the weakened English flanks. Now, this, we'll see if it was a good idea or not. The defense men keep fighting in the center, but the king's men now are trying to take advantage of the weakened flanks. The French charged and they're pushing back the English. They're doing a good job. As you said, the flanks of the English are weakened, and still the Dauphin is fighting in the center, the defense division, although the Dauphin died in the battle while trying to fight with his men. Audrehem and Clermont survived the mounted charge and the English longbow fire and took over the command of this division. Now, I rolled for Captal de Buss's flank charge because I rolled for these events, and I rolled 5, and that would have meant in my rules, my house rules, that it would be successful. Actually, it will start, it will happen. So as you can see, Captal de Buss is moving towards the French, who are winning currently, who you can see have a big mess in the English right flank. They're pushing everywhere. They actually compromised also the center, and also you can see now they're moving towards the new deployed English line on the right, on the left. Now Captal de Buss is charging. We have to take cohesion tests to see if the French survive. As you can see, the French currently are in a better position, but this flank charge, rear charge, basically demoralizes and destroys all the division of the Dauphin. Black Prince orders an all-out attack. It attacks the two divided flanks of the king's division. The French army is totally destroyed. I don't know if it was a good choice for me dividing the troops of the king. I think that if the flank charge did not materialize as per my rules, the French would have won, because the English flanks were compromised and the fresh superior knights of the king would have won. You've seen they were pushing back in the north, Warwick, and they were entering now to push back the English in Salisbury's position. But the flank charge basically destroyed the center, and as soon as the center was demoralized and removed from the battlefield and there was no support, the French were easy picking for the English. Anyway, guys, this is from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.